All right, you bunch of degenerates. Welcome back to Fun Theory. We're here to rip apart the entertainment industry. And today we're going to feast on the cinematic shit sandwich that is the Fantastic Four. First steps.
Early buzz. Let's just say I've smelled fresher farts.
Yeah, from what I've heard, it's not looking great. You know, the early reactions aren't exactly glowing with optimism. Optimism. For this. Optimism is for folks who think a Nickelback concert is a good time. One source I found says this turd will make Morbius look like a goddamn masterpiece. Morbius, you know, the movie that sucked harder than a Hoover on steroids? This one might be worse.
Yeah.
We're talking Mr. Fantastic stretching his credibility, Invisible Woman wishing she was invisible for real, Human Torch turning into a TikTok dancing moron, and The Thing. He's probably just wondering if the pizza guy delivers to the Baxter Building. It's like Marvel took a big steaming dump on the idea of originality. We're getting cosmic farts and radioactive pyramids for Christ's sake. And the villain, Galactus Light. Apparently his biggest problem is finding a decent gluten-free pizza. The final battle. Probably sounds like a bunch of kids banging on pots and pans. This ain't entertainment, it's a lobotomy with a rusty spork.
I mean, ouch, those are some harsh critiques. But you're right, the comparison to Morbius is a pretty damning indictment. And those plot details, yeah, they don't exactly inspire confidence.
But wait, there's one poor bastard out there who actually watched the trailer and didn't die of boredom. He's babbling about a Jetsons vibe. Says it's a change of pace and maybe even kind of faithful to the comics. Thinks the cars and sets are cool or something. But then he shits his pants about the dreaded MCU vibe. You know, the fear that this movie will be another bland superhero smoothie like we've been choking down for years.
Makes you wonder, can a fresh coat of paint really hide a rotten core? I mean, is a retro aesthetic enough to salvage a movie if the story and characters are derivative? It's a valid concern.
Let's talk about the actors they dug up for this potential disaster. Our optimistic idiot is mostly okay with the casting. We've got Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm, Eben Moss-Bachrach as The Thing, Julia Garner as a hold on to your hats, Silver Surfer, and Ralph Ineson playing Galactus. Supposedly good choices, but then there's Pedro Pascal. Poor bastard's busier than a hooker on payday. Talented, sure, but he's everywhere, always playing the same stoic badass that's getting old. And Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm, nobody gives a shit. She's just there.
Yeah. The casting is a mixed bag. Moss-Bachrach and Ineson, their solid choices could bring some real weight to their roles, but Pascal, it's like Hollywood's got a Pedro Pascal shaped hammer and everything looks like a nail. And Kirby. She's talented, but maybe not the most exciting choice for Sue Storm. And let's not forget Julia Garner as Silver Surfer. That's a curveball. I mean, gender swapping is nothing new, but the Silver Surfer, that's a bold move.
Now for the real kicker. The Thing's dialogue in the trailer is weirder than a vegan at a BBQ. Something about garlic, like was that supposed to be funny? A hidden ad for a cooking show. This dude's waiting for the punchline and it never comes. And the tone of the trailer. Like a schizophrenic on a sugar rush,
right,
trying to be lighthearted and serious at the same time. A total tonal clusterfuck. Marvel's trying to please everyone and ending up pleasing no one. Like trying to shove a square peg into a round hole with a sledgehammer.
It's interesting how one line about garlic can become a symbol for the film's potential problems. If they can't get a simple joke right in the trailer, what hope is there for the rest of the script? And yeah, that tonal whiplash thing, classic Marvel. They want to be everything to everyone and end up being nothing to anyone.
And the final nail in the coffin. Some genius online called the trailer an AI trailer, where someone typed in Fantastic Four, retro future, Wes Anderson vibe. Bullseye. That's it. That's the whole problem right there. It's like they threw a bunch of trendy bullshit into a computer and hoped for the best. It's the cinematic version of a microwave dinner.
That's a brilliant observation. The AI trailer comment speaks to a real fear. Are these movies just products of algorithms and marketing trends? Are they losing that human touch, that spark of originality? The mention of Wes Anderson's style is also telling. Trying to force that aesthetic onto the Fantastic Four could backfire spectacularly.
And then we have the voice of reason. He calls the trailer underwhelming, the best he can say. It looks better than Captain America, Brave New World, which is like saying a pile of dog shit looks better than a pile of cat shit. And he reminds us of the Fantastic Four's glorious history of cinematic failures. 2 abortions and that fanforstic monstrosity. You'd think they'd learn, wouldn't you? But no, they've got more writers on this thing than a Kardashian reality show. Too many cooks spoil the broth. In this case, the broth was already toxic waste.
Yeah, the history of this franchise is a graveyard of broken dreams and shattered expectations. And throwing a bunch of writers at the problem rarely works. It often means the studio's panicking, trying to fix a sinking ship with duct tape and prayers.
So there you have it, folks. The Fantastic Four. First steps. Doesn't sound like a movie. Sounds like a drunken toddler trying to explain quantum physics. One side thinks it's dead on arrival, a creatively bankrupt money grab with a story as deep as a puddle. The other side. They like the shiny colors but are terrified of everything else. The overexposed lead, the dialogue that sounds like it was written by a committee of pigeons, the whole thing feeling like it was spit out by a computer program.
It's a tough spot for this movie. It's got to overcome the baggage of past failures and fight against superhero fatigue. Can it offer something new, something engaging in a genre that's become stale, or will it just be another CGI-fueled snooze fest?
So you, the poor saps who might actually shell out money for this, what do you think? Will it be a glorious dumpster fire so bad it makes you want to gouge your eyes out? Or will it somehow defy all odds and be watchable? Place your bets, folks. The end of cinema as we know it might be closer than we think. And until next time, keep your expectations low, your standards even lower. You'll thank me later.
This glimpse into the pre-release buzz surrounding the Fantastic Four, First Steps, paints a rather bleak picture. Even those who see a sliver of hope are quickly dragged back down by skepticism. Can Marvel break the curse and deliver a Fantastic Four movie that doesn't suck? We can only wait and see.
And pray for a meteor to hit the studio.
Well, that might be a bit extreme, but I understand the sentiment.
All right. That's all the pain we can inflict for today. Tune in next time for more fun theory. We'll be dissecting another piece of pop culture garbage and probably losing a few brain cells in the process.
Looking forward to it.
Until then, remember, think for yourself, question everything, and don't let the bastards grind you down.
Words to live by.